All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. In the background, you can see on the front cover, about to do a introduction for you why you should join the Juneteenth Transformation Challenge, and I'm with the incomparable humanitarian actress. The last time we were here, she was singing and winning in the opening act, and to stand for life. That particular issue was involving just suicide in the country, and now we're dealing with a sublimated subject. We're going to get into it. Princess Fortier, how are you?
I think I lost the sound.
Add you to the screen for some reason. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me add you here. Hey, Princess, how are you? Let's see if this works.
You? Thank you.
Okay, there you are. There you are.
Oh,
You have to
perfect.
get reacclimated to the technology here, but we're doing good. Is that seeing someone in the background there, huh?
Yeah, be right back. Yeah, it's just
All right.
running.
Yeah.
I
You're
thought,
always on the run. You're coming from church, huh? Coming
yeah,
from church.
I thought I found a quiet space. But I guess I had to move. Um,
Well, you're
Sorry
okay.
about
We see you well. That's okay. So, Princess, you're aware of how to utilize language to bring about social change and transformation. And yesterday I thought, now I've been doing this for working with the matrix. It for 30. I had calculated 36, but I was wrong. It's actually 46 years. That blew my mind.
that.
That
Wow,
blew my mind.
46
Using
years.
46 years, using that for 46 years. So
Wow.
that's a lot of time
Well,
to
that's
be
a
engaged.
testament to how that's a testament to how powerful it is.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
tried and true and very powerful matrix. It has definitely impacted my life in a significant way.
yeah. Well,
Every
we're
it's
talking about the two types. We got two matrices that we're dealing with. One is the language matrices. When that's the one that we are going to encourage people in this time where all this stuff is going on to communicate for change. Tell us, I know I consider you like a person that is very acutely astute with knowing what to say, when to say, how to say, where to say, so you can get a result that you want. What are some insight you would have about that? Because that's very important. That's extremely important.
wow. Gosh, I feel like that's a gift of discernment that I've observed from you, from my
Mm-hmm.
mom, my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother, um, and also have cultivated it on. And that's one of those things that I don't think I necessarily learned how to do it, or like no one told me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there music playing? I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I'm playing in the background. I'm doing it intentionally,
Oh,
but
and
go
that's you.
ahead.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't know that I knew, like no one told me to do that, but it's definitely
Hmm.
been something that has gotten me very far in life. Um, just I think it's observing patterns. It's paying attention, being present, um, leaning into your intuition, and just kind of reading the room. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you can see people are, if you pay attention, people pretty much make it clear what they're wanting and what their needs are. Um, and I just have found so much success in me in paying attention to that, because it when you're able to meet needs that are need to be met, uh,
yeah.
you get far. You get promoted, you get opportunities, you get wins, you get successes. We are so much better together than on our own. And so to position yourself to be of service and to meet needs that are very loud, that can be very loud if you pay attention.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
you just
that's so true. In the matrix itself, I always think like from the bottom. I go from the bottom to the top of it, starting with purpose. There's always a purpose for your communication, and then you think before you speak. That's just you want to get in touch with that, and then you want to think about, well, why am I having this motivation to speak, and what goals can I have that I can share in this communication context to realize what my purpose is. Then you think, well, what language should I use to actually realize that purpose based on the aforementioned things? So, I mean, it's really getting into a very thoughtful and integrated way of communicating that gets results because you're thoughtful. And you call that discernment.
wow,
And
I'm just blown away right now because I do all of that. I do
yeah,
all of that, and it's never been conscious as far as like a framework or anything like
yeah,
that. But I am thinking about, what purpose I have in each conversation, what my intention is, and what the needs are. I think maybe knowing that it's 46 years old, I'm thinking this certificate is just imbued into it's older than me. Is before I was born. We inherit things based on
yeah,
the epigenetic work that our parents do or
yeah,
don't do. We
right,
inherit
right.
uh, different patterns of thought, patterns of, you know, what my nana used to say, basic patterns of the human mind are formulated early, you will find. And
Hmm.
it's true. They're formulated before we're even born. All the work we do or don't do, it gets passed down.
It does. It
Behaviors,
does.
thought
It does.
patterns, like all of that. So I'm like, wow, I'm listening to that and I'm saying, oh my goodness, that's where it came from. Came from the script.
Yeah. Well, it's in that book, Beloved Lion. It's in the it kind of gives an overview of that. But what I'm saying is personally that when you share integrated thinking from purpose for the individual, then like you said, you can become empowered because if I know who I am and what I'm supposed to do in every communication context, and I'm thinking like what is it that I'm trying to accomplish in this particular setting, you can, as you said, find many needs and fill them, and then you will
Yeah.
have many roles that you play within the context of every communication context. So I'm saying that this is important in this time, especially where we've got so many, uh, I would say problems, but I don't like the word problems. I like the word opportunities. We have so many opportunities to transform challenges. I
Hmm.
know the matrix itself is a methodology to solve problems, but I've learned that it's better to say that instead of this looking at it as a problem, it's an opportunity for self mastery and for proper communication to get you the results that you want to acquire. So that's what
Yeah.
that's what this is about. So we're going to get our best and brightest in the room and this talk about how we can deal with some of these challenges and how we can
Hmm.
transform the world. It's so important at this time. You just came out of church, and I'm sure, inevitably they talk about this generation, but they talk about it in terms of the generation as if to express the idea that this generation is creating itself, and that's not true. This generation is dealing with the electromagnetic field. This generation is dealing with food that has been genetically modified. This generation is dealing with the adverse effects of consistent play on technology in games and how that affects their thoughts and their aspirations. So I'm thinking that we need to get our best and brightest in the room to begin to use matrices or intuition or different modules or whatever they bring to the table to talk about how we need to solve these problems. And again, they're not problems; they're really opportunities to transform those challenges into fulfilled reality. So that's what that's what the Juneteenth Transformation Challenge is about. Now, Juneteenth is interesting because the residue from that mindset that was inherent that caused Juneteenth to become a national holiday, and that just happened a few years back. But individuals holding persons back in their thought is really the core of what this is all about. Individuals holding themselves back by their thinking is what this is about because a predator is somebody that wants to control someone else. And the institution of slavery was about that. It was about having a superior thinker was with a subordinate, a master to a slave, and that ill system that lasted for as long as it did had a collateral effect on us, and so much so that people define themselves differently even today. I can say to you, I can say about you, you're one of those persons that shed the victim mentality that came from maybe that ancestral history to where you started using language and thought in a way to create opportunities for yourself. Everyone is not able to shed that, but that's something that's very powerful. What caused you to be able to tap into the understanding of that, not allowing yourself to be defined by that ancient history, but to really say, I'm showing up and I'm making a difference right now?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I'm really grateful for the seed that was planted when I was in high school. My grandmother was a counselor at the time. I came in there complaining about a teacher saying something negative or limiting about me, and she said, "Your reality is not determined by someone. You are not limited by someone else's definition of reality. Your reality is not defined by someone else's story." And so that seed was really, it was a great seed for me, and it reverberated and proliferated in a significant way, and came back around when I took a landmark course, and had some really great minds defining and sharing um, and identifying what it is to be human, and some of the common traits among all humans, and that's that we are meaning making machines, and we make up stories, and we
Mm-hmm.
can make up, that's something that we do. We make up stories, and it's a thing that is a part of our survival mechanism. So it's not
Yeah.
something to throw away or resist doing, but what you want to do with it is to create your own story. Create a story that works for you. Create a story that works for you based on how you create yourself, what your intentions are for your life. And so I think that course really brought it home for me, that lesson that started so long before. Um, and I decided in my graduation course of Landmark, I decided I was not going to succumb to the glass ceiling that I perceived had been over me as an African American woman in the United States. I decided I'm not going to let anything stop. I can do whatever I want. I am who I want to be. It just, I am not I'm not limited to being black, right? Which limits everything. That word, the way that
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
socialized around that word and what that means. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just I don't have to believe or live into the story that I have to work 3 times harder in order to just be on the same playing field. Now, there are institutionalized limitations and hurdles that are placed for us, but I think when we are looking at those limitations, right, rather than looking at what we actually want, we can't get past them. We have to
Yeah,
look at what we want to create.
we're yeah, that's precisely right, because those limitations are opportunities. If we
Yeah.
change that one word, saying from problem or what limitation is just our opportunity. And this doesn't just affect us. I mean, our Hispanic brothers, our Chinese everybody on the planet has some kind of limiting thought process, which in our context, we're creating a growth context to really to give people an epiphany. Say, well, that's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting way to look at it, but have you considered looking at it this way? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs a paradigm shift. There's always a way of looking at it to where, you can really derive benefit. So, I remember an anonymous poem. It's very short. Said, "From the looking comes the vision. The one with real eyes will realize the vision that they see." So you have to develop a vision that is beyond the conversation that people are having. And it's my hope that we can get people together who have done that internal work, and let's take on some of these other major things to bring about transformation in the world. That's who this is for. That's the right. That's if you're the right, because you have the right perspective, you'll have the right faith, you'll have the right outlook. You'll believe that none of these challenges are insurmountable, and we can, through active engagement in language, shift everything. I mean, not just some
Mm-hmm.
things, but shift the whole thing. So I'm excited about it. And even to my white brothers and sisters who are, and I call everybody brothers and sisters because, well, if you've studied your history, you know where civilization originated from. So
Literally, we're
everybody,
related. Literally,
everybody is my brother and sister, right? So,
we
but
cousins. We cousins.
we cousins, we family, we all come from, same source. We come from same source. And some of us get confused about it because we maintain and foster a mindset that says I'm better in some way, which is very limiting. That's another limiting. It's the polar opposite of thinking you can't do anything to where you can do everything, including exploit others. That's something that we
Yeah.
shouldn't think, but people think that. So, but we need to touch and tap into all of our humanity and bring forth the changes that need to take place. Because I don't know, I sent you some videos last week. We got the dancing chicken. You remember that? Like it was chicken in a box, but that chicken started doing some strange things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was a hoax or a joke or what, but I mean that we have entered into a realm of bizarre where we say what is it, art and life and art, it's imitation is just,
Imitate
yeah, life is
art, imitates
imitating
life. Life is art.
it is
It's
it is
yeah.
yeah. Or we think about great poetic statements like this was the best of times. Because of us who think like this, it is the best of time, and it's also the worst of times because people are getting sublimated in their own thoughts and really overreacting to all of this stimuli that's in the environment. So I'm thinking our best and brightest, look, we need to talk about these things and come up with solutions. These are opportunity to solve some real tangible things. And so I wanted to invite you to that process, Princess, because I know you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of
Thanks.
internal work, and
Yeah.
and I know that you have been a stand for changing, creating opportunities and changing lives of others as a result of that. So
Yeah.
I think for myself, writing that book as an African American male, trying to come up with a way to transcend all of these ideas that that I was born into, that preceded me by hundreds of years, definitions, institutional framing, and all those things. to get to the place where I can say, well, you know what? I recognize all that, but that's not who I am. That's not going to
Wow.
limit me. That's not going to even define me. That's going to I'm not gonna succumb to that. And in fact, I recognize that on the other side of that, there are some things that people need to process through. So if you're a person that believes in the ability to produce change in a healthy way for all humanity, you need to be in the Juneteenth Transformation Challenge, where we're going to take on those challenges and become a community that's going to solve some problems. We didn't talk about the digital currency issue that is
Mm-hmm.
affecting the world, how that's going to how that's going to come into play. But we definitely need to have some problem solving on that. And there are some people that are quote unquote in the know and they're doing certain things to plan for it, but too many people would be adversely impacted unless we deal with it. So, Princess, that's what I wanted
Mm.
to bring up the conversation with you. And I don't know. I know that you have a tremendous gift that 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 your voice is being used for. This is, I hope, in another aspect of how you can utilize your voice to bring about inspiration. Did you sing in church today?
I sure did. Yeah, I sang in church today, sang up about the power of prayer, and so it was really,
Really,
really, really good. Yeah, yeah,
really,
I did
that's
my part.
amazing. Okay. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
it's really
awesome.
good.
Well, on Wednesday, we're going to start at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to do it for 3 hours. I'm recommending people to bring your lunch, just sit down. We're going to go through this. We're going to have some conversation about the topic in our little Zoom rooms for about 2 minutes. But it's going to be a consistent processing of stuff that we need to get through quick so that we can really help in a major way. So if you're a person that hasn't really tapped into your gift yet because you don't know it, this is good context for you to come into and find out about some of those things. And we're going to present some tremendous opportunities for people in that regard. I thought about it. I said 36 years, that's a long time. But actually, 46 years of working with the Matrix, that's even longer.
Wow,
So, anyway, Princess,
that's
thank you for take thank you for taking a few minutes to uh, to help me to express the importance of methodical communications, thought, and and how we can create opportunities through having distinctions that people can come to a heightened awareness and change
hmm
not some things, but everything. Everything can be changed if we're consciously thoughtful about it. So, with that
yeah.
said, I don't know if you have any closing comment that you want to make, but on Wednesday, they can come to the website. I'm going to send a link. You can look on Instagram, and I'll be posting things up there on my page, and probably I'll share some information with you. Uh, they can all. It's already set up. They can get on email, register, no problem, and they'll receive 3 communications before this coming Wednesday. So it's already in play with that. I'm still doing some enhancement work, but it's there. So anyway,
Awesome.
thank you for taking this out this time this afternoon, and I saw my friend over there. He was in the background,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway, uh, is he a director at that church?
Music ministry
Okay,
director. Yes.
okay, awesome,
Yes.
awesome,
So looking forward to
awesome.
Wednesday and finding
Yeah,
discovering we what we can what we can powerfully create
yes,
together.
this is the.
Some of the
th- th-
opportunities that are present for us.
that's right, that's right, and my hope is that as we talk about transforming the Juneteenth Transformation Challenge, right? Because that's a mindset, it's a collective memory that still plays itself out in the world. But we can offer
Yeah.
epiphany to give people to think, have a paradigm shift, to not continue to have it as a limiting belief because it limits so much aspects of your life, so many aspects of your life you can't really achieve, and you cut yourself off from all kind of opportunities. So we want people
It's
to
true.
maximize opportunities with the matrix and maximize opportunities that we have definitely to come together to do something about. So that said, thank you,
Yeah.
Princess, for the time, and we look forward to Wednesday. Um, I have on the site where people are now. I'm going to put this video there. But the last time we did the Juneteenth Transformation Challenge, you and I talked about the other matrix. We talked about the faith prayer
The faith.
matrix and the
Yes.
power of prayer. So now we're talking about, this one is going to be about the communication, the faith action matrix, the communication matrix that allows you to systematically organize your thoughts and use language in a powerful way to realize goals
Yeah.
and catapult people to action. So I'm excited about
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
love that. You need both parts. You need
You
both parts.
definitely, you definitely do. All right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Anything you want to say in closing?
I'm ready to. I'm ready to take action. That's it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this conversation. I have so much to discover. I would love to go over an outline with you before we do it, so we can
All right. Sounds good.
get some
Sounds good.
things
Sounds good.
created.
All
All
right.
right.
Sounds good. I'll see you on Wednesday for sure, but
Okay.
prayerfully, because I'm seeing you right now. You know, technology is
Yeah.
something else. But we're going to be
Yes, we
present.
have. Yeah, this generation to thank for that. There's things that we can share intergenerationally with each other that are so powerful.
Yes, that's
So
right.
looking forward.
Well, one takeaway I want to just share with people is we have time, because people think we don't have time. We have time.
Mm.
We will be present. So we are getting beyond the limitations of time and space and entering into a context where everybody will be addressed according to their needs and according to their desires. So we have time. So let's let them know we have time. Seems like it's going to be a long time, but it's we have time. Anyway, with that said, have a wonderful day, Princess, and I'll
You
talk to you
too.
on.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, and happy Juneteenth.
Happy 17th.
It's a national holiday. Happy Juneteenth. All right, see you then.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye.